Hello everybody, the name is Fitchett, Oscar Fitchett.
My name is G. Bradshaw, Gary Bradshaw.
And welcome to our review for the 1977 film The Spy Who Loved Me, which is directed by Lewis Gilbert, who directed You Only Live Twice, and this one stars Roger Moore and is the debut Bond film for Richard Kiel, the character of Jaws. And the plot of The Spy Who Loved Me is, according to IMDb, is James Bond investigates the hijacking of British and Russian submarines carrying nuclear warheads with the help of a KGB agent whose lover he killed. We've got all sorts of plot points going on in this film.
I like this film. It's very generic Bond. In where I say generic Bond, there's a lot of explosions, including a nuclear explosion. So it goes a bit out of proportion. They got back to the subject where everybody gets involved, such as the submarine crews. Everybody gets involved. Like, it's so many cast members in this film.
It's not a smaller film like the other one that we reviewed.
Not the last one what we just done.
The Man with the Golden Gun. That's a much smaller film in comparison.
I probably prefer that over this one. I would say it's the best cinematography, beautiful shots of a Bond film I've seen so far, because you've got scenes of the Egyptian desert. You've got the opening scene, the best opening we've probably seen so far, with the parachute opening.
The skiing,
which is probably the most. It's what you think of Bond when you think of films, because it's the best opening scene in my opinion. I think the soundtrack's the best of the films so far, because there's some elements of orchestrated music and some elements of electronic music, which I love. The villain as well, when he plays that Mozart, Beethoven type of music, classical. That's me in a nutshell. You got the Bond car, which is a great chase, but not probably as good as the last film.
Man with Golden Gun. That was a good one.
That was a good car chase, but this one felt a bit weak because we didn't get a lot of the car chase scenes. It was mainly set in water. The villain felt a bit weak. I felt like we didn't...
What, Stromberg?
Yeah, he felt a bit weak. It was no story. It felt a bit... Dialogue was a bit... not a lot of dialogue in this... in Stromberg character. I think the Bond girl as well, she had a lot of character development in this film. I think she had probably more than the villain did. Which you probably don't want that, but again, it's obviously she was probably in the film more than the villain was. So she was a good Bond girl. She's probably the best Bond girl, in my opinion.
For me personally, I think this Bond girl is kind of the same type of deal in the Bond girl with the Man from the Golden Gun, but this one was done better.
Felt better, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's an agent working with Bond.
Yeah.
But there was more to it.
You also got Jaws as well. He's the most stereotypical... Richard Kiel. He was the most stereotypical Bond henchman you've probably ever seen in a film, because you've got the power coming from Richard Kiel. As in, like, he's tall, he's got a mouthful of metal, he bends metal like it's, I don't know, like a branch or something. He doesn't say nothing in this film.
Oh, he doesn't say anything.
He doesn't say anything, but the vibe what you get off him is, well, he's a henchman and he's gonna wreck your day, basically.
He's better than the villain, I felt.
He was better than the villain. I didn't put him as the villain instead of...
Because, he's just the muscle. He's better as... a villain because he's more threatening.
Yeah.
He punched through the car.
Yeah.
Like, he literally just went... It's like, oh, Jesus,
and the wood and the train.
The wood, he just for a laugh, he just bit the wood.
You know what that's got. You know what that is.
For no reason. I mean, heck, he survived an explosion.
Yes.
He He fought a shark and won. He fought a shark and won.
And it's not the last time we're going to be seeing this film because he's in a few more.
Yeah.
Which is, yes!
I'm looking forward to that.
Give me some of what Richard Kiel.
You don't see Stromberg that much in it.
That's what I mentioned as well.
No, it got to the point. It's like when
you see the Bond girl more than you do Stromberg.
Yeah, no, it got to the point where it's like where we had such a break from him, and then when we saw him, I was like, oh yeah, we have a villain.
Yeah.
That's what I was like, at least, yeah.
The story was fantastic because, as you probably know me, you probably never heard of it before, but I love the Russian and the Cold War relationship between these three countries, what we had in the Cold War between America, Russia and Britain. I like that type of time period.
My feelings towards The Spy Who Loved Me is I think this is a really good film. But it does have its problems.
Yes.
It definitely has its problems, and some I do agree with you. Again, I think Roger Moore is good as Bond. I think he does a fantastic job.
Got a few fight scenes.
At doing his own stuff. We didn't get as much as we did in the last film, but at least there were some pretty good ones, I felt. He didn't do anything new to the character. It's not like his performance in The Man with the Golden Gun. I think he did a better job in The Man with the Golden Gun than he did with this, but I still think he did a fine job being Bond.
Yes.
I think Richard Kiel as Jaws is an excellent character. I think I can't wait to see more of him in these films. The fights between him and Bond are good because Bond is vulnerable and you believe that he could get really hurt. Not killed. Really good cinematography.
Oh, yeah.
The shots in Egypt were fantastic. Probably the best cinematography of this franchise so far.
Want to go to Egypt.
Yeah. Better than on Her Majesty's Secret Service so far, I think, like cinematography wise. I think this film was actually really well edited as well. That's one thing I do have to point out as well. It was edited pretty well. Like when that moment where Jaws was hiding in the blinking train cupboard. I thought the way that they cut like his reveal and then Triple X's reaction, I thought that was really well cut. I think the actress who played Triple X, which I thought that was a cool reveal. I was like, Triple X, and then she answered it. And it was like, oh, it's a female agent. I thought that was a cool thing, because you thought she was just the bit on the side for this dude, but no. I think she did a pretty good job. There were moments which I felt her line delivery was pretty wooden.
Yes.
Like, it was very like, James, I need to do this. James,
Well, the Russian, they don't have a lot of emotion.
It's like, was she Russian? Because
I don't think she was Russian.
Because she didn't have that much of an accent, to be fair.
No.
So, at times, I thought her line delivery was pretty wooden. However, I did think she was a pretty good character. I love the story of the fact that we're combining a British agent with a KGB agent. So, two rivals, in a sense, as well as the fact that Bond killed this woman's lover. I think that's just great. I think it's good that the past few Bond girls have been, they've been able to fight for themselves and they haven't been the damsel in distresses. Don't get me wrong, she was the damsel in distress in this film by the end, but she could still fight for herself. It was towards the end where she started to become less of like a believable fighter. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you doing?
Especially when she's an agent.
Yeah, you could. It's like you could get out of this. Behave yourself. What are you doing? It's like she became more stereotypical Bond girl. I thought the soundtrack was superb. I thought this was an amazing soundtrack. I feel from all the different types of songs in this film, from all the different types of tones. You got all the amazing orchestral moments. You got all the funky techno-y type of songs as well, like with the whole techno twist of the Bond theme. I thought that was cool.
It felt a little bit War of the Worlds-ish type.
Yeah, it did at points, yeah. I think this opening is definitely the best opening of a Bond film that we're going to have for a while, I think, from just watching this. It's the only opening which I've been like, oh damn, like I've been like, this is excellent, this is really well done, with the whole like, where he dives off the cliff, like
goes all silent.
Like yeah, he goes music, silent. parachute. It's like, oh, that's James Bond. And then it's like, there's a moment where you went, during the film, you went like, this is a Bond film, or something like that. I'm like, yeah, this is a Bond film right there. Like, this is what Bond is about. Like, that one opening scene is like, yep, that's totally a James Bond moment. But weaknesses I do have, the villain.
Yeah.
I think this might be the weakest villain in the James Bond franchise so far. Which is weird because I do think this is one of the stronger films, but I do think this is one of the weaker villains. Because again, we didn't have much of him. We didn't get much development of him at all. He was just a mean old man. He was just an evil old man. That's basically what he was. We got some development, like, oh, he likes fish.
He likes a lot of fish.
He likes fish. He likes the sharks. I think the ending, although it was a good Bond, it was a fine Bond ending. For what the film was trying to do, it kind of felt it didn't belong. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he saves it, and then like,
that clumsy.
I'm not gonna say anything, because that would be spoilers, and yeah, there is. I don't want to fully ruin the whole thing about it, but there was a moment which I'm like a character made a decision, and I'm like, that's totally out of character.
That scene was supposed to be a nuclear bomb, but turns out it wasn't a nuclear bomb.
There were moments like this, like, I mean, I was fine with the explosions, but it got to a point where I was like, oh my god, this is cool, to just, oh my god, you're really overusing your explosions at the moment.
I was like, is Michael Bay co-directing this?
But it was funny because it was like, some things blew up, and then everyone stopped using their guns and started throwing grenades. It's like, do you want to be a bit more sensible with these grenades?
And grenades don't pop off like that. Just to clarify.
But we are in the 70s Bond era, so, you know.
It will get cheesy.
Suspend your disbelief slightly. So overall, I actually really like this film. Weak villain, really weak villain. I thought I had an excellent chemistry between Bond and Triple X. Really good story. I think it's one of the more unique stories of the Bond franchise in terms of the fact that you put...
Actually putting a real world situation into a film.
But I just think it's a really unique premise of oh, the Bond girl is technically your enemy. Acting was fine. Richard Kiel, excellent henchman. He does an excellent job. So overall, I would recommend watching this film. Just prepare for a weak villain. Overall thoughts, Gary?
Same as yours.
Yeah. Really liked it, just weak villain.
Weak villain. Scientifically beautiful.
Yeah. Amazing opening. So guys, thank you for watching our review for The Spy Who Loved Me. And comment below, let us know what you thought either about the film or about our review of this film. And while you're down there commenting and being nice, also check out the description box where you can find the Facebook link for Heel Pictures and the Twitter links for Heel Pictures, as well as myself, Gary, William and Sophie. Those are the Heel Pictures members if you didn't understand why I mentioned those names. Anyway guys, and thank you for watching. Until next time guys, we shall see you later, and